At Maxim Concepts, our consulting practice covers auditing and accounting, risk management, company law, and governance.
All right, good day, everyone. This is Fumi, the lead consultant, MAXIM-CONCEPTS consulting practice. And what are we into? We're into advisory and we're into training as it relates to law, as it relates to auditing and accounting, as it relates to risk management, and as it relates to governance. Yes, governance. So I continue my short talk on governance across board. And today I'll be talking to us about key provision in Sarbanes-Oxley Act. There's no way you talk about, governance across board that you not talk about Sarbanes-Oxley Act, because it's one of the key provision as far as corporate governance overview, corporate governance generally is concerned. And so one of the things I will talk about as far as the key provision is concerned is the one that relates to, corporate responsibility for financial reporting. And what is this saying? It's saying both the CFOs and the CEOs, they are personally mandated, to certify the accuracy of the figures in the financial statements. And you know what this means? If you are going to sign that the figures in the financial statement are what's supposed to be there, it means that they will have done their bits as far as that financial statement is concerned. And another one is management assessment of the internal control system. And what is this saying? It's saying that for both the management of the organization and the external auditor, they should report on the effectiveness of the internal control system in the organization. For external auditors, yes, they would do that when they come to audit the financial statement of the organization. While for the management, yes, probably those in the internal audit group will have to be the ones, to do it for the management, but they will also, go through it and review it and ensure the internal control system is effective. And another one I'll talk about is a real-time issuer of disclosure. And this is saying that, for key information, for key changes, material changes in the organization, as far as the operation of the organization is concerned, this should be disclosed on a real-time basis. It's not something that should be kept for some time. It's something that, as it is happening, it must, be disclosed to relevant stakeholders that ought to know that this is what is happening in the organization. Talking about sound governance across board in an organization. And another one relates to, criminal penalty as it relates to alteration, falsification of records. And what is this saying? It's saying that, records are not to be falsified. They are not to be altered. And if for one reason or the other, yes, document has to be retained for certain numbers of years, and they should be retained for that number of years. So if for one reason or the other, probably some things have happened and the management are trying to cover, they are trying to cover up, they are not expected, to destroy the document. The document is supposed to stay for the number of years that is, that has been stipulated that, okay, this document must be kept. Probably 5 years, probably 6 years, probably 7 years. And if for one reason or the other, they now decided to go against the provision, it means that they will face some criminal charges. Yes, that's the word. They will face criminal charges. And the last one that we'll talk about has to do with, whistleblowing. And what is this saying? This is saying that for employees in the organization, they can speak out, especially when they notice that the management are not doing the right thing. They are not doing what they ought to do. They are trying to do. They are being involved in shady business. It is expected, that employees are to, speak out. They are to come up and, to speak out that this is what is going on in the organization, and it is expected that it is stated that they will be protected. The COSO framework of 2013, actually also mandated that, the CFO and the CEOs and the CFO, should personally certify that the financial record accurate. And this is one of the reasons, that made it important even in our own society. You talk about US, where this framework actually first, came up. Sarbanes-Oxley Act They have been doing it. This is what is tenable as far as listed company is concerned. They follow all this, key provision, because their law is rigid. You have to comply. Corporate organization, you comply. Listed organization, you comply with it. But in our own society,